We love digital stories. Games and anime gives us incredible worlds to get lost in, full of epic battles and unforgettable characters. But what if it's the very thing that makes them so captivating are also teaching us harmful lessons? This video explores the dark side of the stories we love. We'll break down how games are built to be addictive, how spectacular violence can numb us to real-world horror, and how common story tropes reinforce toxic ideas about success and relationships. This isn't about canceling our favorite media. It's about understanding it on a deeper level. It's time to ask some uncomfortable questions about the real price of our immersion and the lessons we might be learning without even realizing it. First, we have to understand why these stories are so good at holding our attention. It's not magic, it's architecture. It's a system of psychological hooks designed to keep you locked in, and sometimes that system becomes a trap. In video games, this is called the compulsion loop. You perform an action, get a reward, and that reward helps you do it again, but better. Think of a game like Diablo. You kill a monster, it drops gear, that gear makes you stronger so you can kill a bigger monster for even better gear. Each cycle gives a satisfying hit of progress. This is built on something psychologists call a variable ratio reinforcement schedule, the same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. You don't get a prize every time, but you know one is coming eventually. That unpredictability, the anticipation of a rare drop, triggers a dopamine release in your brain. Games are designed to dangle that next great reward just out of reach, making it hard to stop. This gets taken to a predatory extreme with gacha games. You spend currency, often real money, for a random chance at a character or item. They create artificial scarcity with limited time events, triggering a powerful fear of missing out FOMO that pressures you to spend now or miss out forever. It blurs the line between a hobby and a gambling habit. Anime uses its own powerful architecture. Episodes are crafted to end on a cliffhanger, leaving your brain craving closure. Streaming platforms put this on steroids, with auto-playing episodes that fuel binge-watching, a habit linked to anxiety and sleep problems. This isn't just a feeling. Gaming disorder was officially recognized by the World Health Organization and included in the 11th revision of the International Classification of Diseases, ICD-11. While estimates vary, meta-analyses suggest a global prevalence between roughly 2% and 9%. The personal cost can be huge, escalating from skipping hangouts to genuine social withdrawal and a breakdown of real-world relationships. These addictive qualities aren't an accident. They are often the intended result of a multi-billion-dollar industry that wants your time, attention, and money. In the anime Attack on Titan, humanity is preyed upon by giant, man-eating monsters. The first time you see the graphic violence, it's sickening. But the show goes on. The characters kill titans and other people over and over. By the final season, the scale of death is apocalyptic. For many viewers, these later scenes of mass death, while spectacular, don't have the same gut punch. The shocking has become expected. This is desensitization in action. Desensitization is a psychological callus that forms with repeated exposure to something like media violence. Research shows this can lead to emotional numbing, making viewers less responsive to the suffering of others. In anime, violence is often highly stylized. Characters shake off fatal injuries, which minimizes real consequences and conditions us to see violence as a cool and effective solution rather than a horrific last resort. Video games take this further by making you the one committing the violence. This can create ludonarrative dissonance, when a game's story and its gameplay don't match up. In the Uncharted series, Nathan Drake is a charming hero in cutscenes, but during gameplay he kills thousands of people. The story says he's a hero. The gameplay mechanics frame him as a mass murderer. The developer even acknowledged this with a trophy in Uncharted 4 titled Ludonarrative Dissonance. Many games sanitize killing. It's just a click and a point total, erasing the humanity of the digital targets. So do violent games cause real-world violence? Most credible research finds no clear causal link to violent crimes. The picture is more nuanced when it comes to aggression. Several meta-analyses, including a 2018 analysis of 24 studies with over 17,000 young people, found that violent game exposure is a risk factor for a modest increase in aggressive thoughts and less severe aggressive behaviors. like getting into fights. The dark lesson here isn't that these stories make us killers. It's that they might be making us more comfortable with the idea of violence, teaching us to see it as spectacle rather than tragedy. Beyond addiction and violence, there's a quieter, dark side. The silent curriculum taught through narrative tropes. Tropes are the building blocks of stories, but their repetition can reinforce unhealthy and harmful ideas. Let's start with the beloved shonen trope, the power of friendship. The hero, on the verge of defeat, thinks of his friends, screams about protecting them, and unlocks a new power to win. It's a heartwarming message, but it often acts as a deus ex machina, a convenient fix for an impossible problem. It can suggest that complex challenges are overcome not with strategy or hard work, but with sheer emotional force, devaluing effort and skill. Then there's the rise of the ends justify the means anti-hero, like Light Yagami from Death Note or Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. These characters do terrible things for what they see as a noble goal. The problem is that they're often romanticized. The narrative invites sympathy for their worldview, suggesting that mass murder might be an acceptable tool for world peace. It can accidentally validate a fanaticism that is terrifying in the real world. This brings us to the persistent, damaging representation of female characters. For decades, anime and games have been filled with problematic tropes. You have the damsel in distress who needs saving, and the fan service character whose armor is a bikini. This objectification reduces women to their bodies, teaching audiences to value them for their appearance over their agency or personality. Other tropes normalize toxic relationship dynamics. The tsundere character shows affection through insults and physical abuse, teaching that this is a sign of love. The harem trope, where one average guy is pursued by multiple one-dimensional women, teaches boys to expect validation and teaches girls that their worth is defined by a man. Even strong female characters are often given a tragic, abusive past to justify their assertiveness, as if a woman couldn't just be competent on her own. Finally, these stories often glorify self-neglect. The brilliant hero who lives on instant noodles and never sleeps is a common archetype. This romanticizes unhealthy lifestyles, framing poor diet and social isolation as quirky personality traits rather than serious issues. This silent curriculum teaches us to value achievement over well-being. The point of this isn't to condemn our favorite games and shows. The joy, escape, and connection they provide is real. The goal is to look at them with our eyes wide open. We've seen how addictive design can become a trap, how spectacular violence can numb our empathy, and how a silent curriculum of tropes can teach us harmful lessons about relationships, ethics, and even our own well-being. The stories we consume shape how we see the world. They give us scripts for how to act and ideas about what to value. So this isn't a call to cancel our hobbies, but to engage with them more consciously. We should love these things enough to demand better from them, and from ourselves. It starts with asking uncomfortable questions and having conversations like this one. So now I turn the question to you. What other dark side aspects of digital storytelling have you noticed? Are there any tropes or game mechanics that bother you? Let me know in the comments.